it is the 27th. So does that put me at 8 days out? I think it's 8 days out, including today. My math on the situation is a little funky because I had like a gap day where I took a rest day, but then still posted a video on the same day the next day. Either way, just about 7 or 8 days out. I think today's 8. So yeah, not a whole lot of time. And I'd say this is exactly what I expected. Not a lot else to change. Not a lot else to change this far into a prep. Now, everybody that's going to compete at the Arnold, at least the Arnold, you know, the pro competition, they're all freaking ballers. So I'm sure they're all also totally ready. But right now, if you were way off base, like if I had to somehow weigh in at 210, and then right now my morning weight is up at that like 228 range or 227 range, right now I'd be scrambling. You know, it would. It's not something where you want to have to catch up, and it's not a flex if you manage to either. Like I've heard some different stories from some of the promoters at different shows and stuff, where you know it's like, yeah, you know, way back, you know, early 2000s, we had this guy, so and so, you know, and he won the show, but he was 15 pounds overweight at weigh-ins. So that morning he, like, you know, walked for 3 hours in trash bags and sat in his car with the full heat to sweat the water out, and he made it, and he looked like a freak. You know, that's, at least how I look at that situation is I don't want to have to be put in that position in the first place. You know, so my idea has always been get pretty much just as peeled as I can, and then from a day of water manipulation and then carving up, that'll add to my freak factor. So another few days of still, you know, hour and a half, maybe hour 45 cardio per day, deficit training. I might get a touch leaner, just a little, but not much. You know, there's no night and day change between right now and showtime, except for that carb up, you know, water tan sort of look. And that is not to be underestimated. Like the visual change from me the day before the show versus show day morning, waking up fully carbed up. Like I'm gonna go to bed with a full stomach. I might even, I'll see, I don't know. Some of these guys, the way that they do it is as soon as they weigh in and they make sure, like, all right, I'm good. I had to weigh 214, stepped on the scale at 214, we're good. Now I have until the next morning to get on stage. So they evenly distribute their carb intake even throughout the night, where they're going to set an alarm for 2 a.m., wake up, eat 150 grams of cream of rice, go back to bed. Wake up 4 a.m., 150 grams of... We'll see. I didn't do that for my first show. I just ate, or I just carved up and then get a full straight night's sleep, and then, you know, subsequently kind of snacked on some more stuff the next day, just like, you know, filling up just a touch more. But I'll kind of decide, you know, because there's only so much room. Like the way that it's going to work is I've only got so much space in terms of like how much I can carb up, where I can't eat 10,000 grams of carbs. You know, I can't eat 10 kilos of straight up Skittles. I physically couldn't accommodate that. Like I have a certain amount of room to be able to fill up, where if I eat 1,000 or 1,500 grams of carbs, it'll actually be stored well where I want it. Whereas if I ate 3,000, I'd store as much as I can and, you know, really kind of replenish and rehydrate and carb up, but then the rest is going to kind of end up spilling me over. So that's the back and forth of teetering, where you're like, okay, I want to eat enough that I'm, you know, full as a house, but not so much that I start spilling over and you get this sort of like watery look. You know, not good. So that's my task going forward next week. But to concern myself with what's about to happen, today's arms. To this morning is some freaking arm action. So light squeezing, get a pump, enjoy it, and then get home and do my cardio. That's all I got to do here. If I would be a total, let's just put it bluntly, I would be a total idiot if I came into the gym right now and then ripped my bicep off a week out, or if I tweak something a week out. I mean, there really is no excuse at that point. So, as much as it's not cool to just, hit the 30s for a set of 20 of dumbbell curls or just rope extensions with the hundreds, it really does just fit with what my current training needs are. All I need to do right now is stimulate my arms, get them pumped up. Really, I'd say the more important part right now is even just making sure I get my cardio in and staying under my deficit. But they're both obviously like key pillars of the training side of things. But what I don't need is a ruptured bicep tendon. What I don't need is an intramuscular tricep tear, and then I'm gonna have like a swollen right tricep or something. That's what I don't need. So since I know I don't need that, and that's not in line with what my goals are, I'm going to make sure I don't do that, And I've been saying this for a while. I've been on a pretty good streak of days since last incident in terms of muscle tears. Every so often you're going to get a tweak. Can't be predicted. Sometimes, shit just happen. Maybe you slept on the different side the night before. You had a weird little twinge, and then you come in, you do chest, and you got a shoulder thing. Sometimes it really is out of your control. You just got to deal with it. But if you know that you hurt yourself because you trained irresponsibly and you went too heavy or you did your reps too quick, well, that's a shame on you. That's a shame on you and nobody freaking else. And that's something which has taken me a little bit of time to appreciate. I definitely used to like the idea of, and I mean, I never wanted to hurt myself. I never want a muscle tear. But a couple years ago, I would definitely say it's like, Jim, man, if you rip your quad off squatting 6 plates, it's just what's meant to happen, bro. You got to push the limit. That's that's a take which I have very strongly changed my mind around. I'm still going to lift heavy off season, of course, but not to the point where I feel I'm risking any kind of injury. That is for freaking sure. But we can think about that later. That's months ahead. We got a busy ass 6 weeks first before any of that even gets freaking thought about. So don't maybe I gotta ban keywords in the comment section. I gotta ban canes, I gotta ban Reese's cups, I gotta ban Skittles, any just kind of diet related something or other. I just gotta get that out of that freaking vocabulary and try to not even think about it. But yeah, I think nothing else to say. Let's just get this freaking. I think this is the last arm pump, so I better freaking enjoy it. All right, let's do a little. Let's just do some doubles. So 2 sets of this rope extension, light squeezing, 2 sets of some kind of dumbbell curl, 2 sets of an extension, 2 of a curl. I mean, probably 3 movements each. So that would put me at 6 sets for both, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. Poof. Poof. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. One more. Yeah. Yeah. Poof. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's grab the 30s. Normally I'm throwing straps on for curls, but since it's only the 30s, not really super necessary. Okay. Whew. One more of those. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go back to the rope, same as before. Okay. I'll go slightly heavier for this next one. Just one notch. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's actually let's stay right here. Let's do a rope hammer curl. I think that'll be good. Same weight as the push downs, so not too heavy. All right. And these are going to be kind of quicker reps. I'm not going to squeeze and hold it. All right, come on. Yeah. God. No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Let's do a single arm tricep push down set. And we're just about there. We'll see. All right, let's see how we feel after this. So light squeezing, single arm D handle extensions, which just as like kind of a mental exercise to feel your triceps firing. I really do like these. And also it's a super good squeeze. So it's the best of both worlds. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about it. Let's pose down and discuss. All right, so yeah, that did not take too freaking long at all. What, only 5 sets of tries, 4 sets of curls? That's about right. And today, I could tell I feel a little bit flatter. Of course, I mean, I've been carb depleted this whole time, but today kind of hit me a little bit. So that makes me maybe want to pull back the volume even just a little more than normal. I'd say 4 to 5, like today, it's a little bit in the lower spectrum, but I definitely don't want to do 8 and then have sore arms in a week when I should be, filling them up with carbs and getting them show ready. So let's just start from the backside and then see how we're looking. So this is a good feeling for me, just to be able to look at this and see like different grains and everything else, not even really posing, just kind of standing up, relaxed. But obviously the pose is kind of the whole point. Oh my gosh. That's what I call an arm pump for freaking sure. And then even pumped, like that's a pretty substantial separation of long head to short head for me. Like you've got to have big ass Rolly Winkler triceps to have crazy tricep feathering. But I got a little bit, that's freaking cool for me. So nothing else to say. I'm gonna get home and get some home cardio done, so let's just get straight in the freaking car. Leg day, or like go back in time. There's a video in like July or something where I'm doing like 6 plate squats. That had a lot of energy behind it. That had a lot of internal hype and just like fucking just like antsiness, like ready to go-ness. By getting this steep, I would be lying if I feel like I'm just, I don't know. I think some guys have it a lot worse than me, that's for sure. Because I still like to lift anyway. Like no matter what, I still want to get a pump, even if I'm gonna feel like I'm a little low on energy. But I guess what I'm really just trying to say is this state over these next few days, compared to like peak bulk off-season full of food Sam, the gym experience is definitely different. It's and I prefer that full of carbs, strong meathead kind of feeling. But I also want to see myself, peeled on stage up against a bunch of freaking, badass pro bodybuilders. So it's kind of a sort of two contradictory ideas, which is totally fine by me. Because what that means is I kind of get the best of both worlds. For a certain period of time, I can work on getting leaner, peeling down, seeing my progress. And then not only that, but being leaner is definitely just a better state of being than like fully crazy off season. Like I'm going to gain some size this year once I start eating again, but I'm going to try not to get so soft. I've seen some clips of me from like last off season and 2 off seasons ago, and I've been lean for so long over these last few months that I didn't even recognize myself. Like I commented on one of them. I'm like, did you put a fat filter on me? Like for real? But maybe it's just the camera angle from the side. In the moment, I do not mind. Like I have no issue being bulked. Like I don't get that feeling of like, crap, I'm so soft right now. Fuck. Because what I'm thinking is, man, I'm so full right now. Man, I'm so full of carbs. I'm not thinking, oh, I'm getting soft in the face. I'm thinking, man, I feel like a freak right now. I just had 500 grams of carbs over the last 2 meals, and now I'm about to go hit chest. This is going to be nuts, you know. But it's, I don't know. Some guys have a big problem with that. Like, I've been talking dieting this whole time, of course, which everybody kind of sees the benefit. Even if you don't care about the gym, there's kind of like very strong overlap of fitness in general. You know, like if your whole thing is like, okay, the word looks max is very like kind of silly. But like if that's your thing, it's like, okay, I want to look better. That's all I want. I want to look better. Well, if you work out and you do your cardio and you lose body fat, your face will become more trim and you'll see your jawline or whatever. Like, sweet, you know. And most people can see the appeal there. With a bulk, though, you know, when I'm talking delayed gratification, it's also sort of delayed gratification times 2. Because if you want to do a proper bulk, well, yeah, sure, you know, you're going to gain all this muscle or however much size you put on during that period of time where you're really eating. But it's not over just because you finished bulking. Now you have to, you know, kind of reverse some of those body fat gaining effects and diet down for a period so that you can reach a point where you're, where you're bigger than you were before, but just as lean. And that turns people off because if you've got abs right now, or maybe you can see your bicep vein like really popping out when you get an arm pump, that's a very good feeling. That's a really safe feeling. That's a feeling of like, yeah, I really like where I'm at right now. And if that's all you're into and you just want to stay in your kind of current state, you're like, dude, I'm 190, I'm 6'3", I got forearm veins. Hell, man, shit's good. That's the dream physique for a pretty large freaking amount of people. But what I want to say is, if you want something a little bit beyond that, you know, let's say you want to break into that 300-pound bench territory, like for reps even, you know, even just a few, calorie leveraging, like really put enough fuel into the system to get it moving, there's no stronger, let's just say, tool in your arsenal against a plateau, I feel, than being able to freaking grub, you know? Like, no matter what else I'm doing, if I didn't eat enough food this whole off season, I wouldn't grow. You know, I could still be big and lean, but I wouldn't really grow substantial muscle because, I mean, just think about it in terms of not even like saying thermodynamics or whatever. It's like if you get 1 million construction workers together, but they don't physically have any of the building materials to put something together, they're not going to be able to do anything. You know, they can toil away and stay with what they're, you know, where they're at, but you really do need enough carbs and fats and proteins and, you know, all sorts of nutrients, whatever, to actually, you know, facilitate any kind of growth. You know, not to mention you should have enough to at least maintain a good, just like baseline state. And we get it. You know, we know we should be eating our gram of protein per pound of body weight ish. If you go a little under, you're cool. If you go a little over, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Like, we know that. Most people don't. You know, most people, I mean, what's the average American's protein intake per day? You know, and let's not say, you know, whatever that protein may be, might just be from like a really kind of rough source. Like, dude, I had 50 grams of protein this morning. And it's like 30 grams of that protein was from bacon with 50 grams of fat to kind of, you know, tie into it, right? So just something to think about. Eventually I'll do a little more of like a longer, I think I want to do a little bit of a series of videos, like a 3-part little YouTube playlist of like, you know, kind of just a little bit of a basic gist of like some of the rules of thumb when it comes to dieting. You know, not because I think I'm a genius, but, you know, I think it'd just be kind of fun to talk about. Like, am I going to grab ground beef or am I going to grab ground turkey? Depending on what my diet is. You know, should I go for potatoes or should I go for cream of rice? Should I go for this, that, or the other? You know, there's definitely a lot of angles to it. And if you're just starting into the gym, it can definitely be kind of overwhelming. The way that I kind of dealt with that when I started working out and like kind of caring about my diet was I just started with protein only. Like, my tracking only extended to make sure I eat enough protein. And when I was in high school, I was eating a crazy amount. Like, I was eating more protein in high school than I am right now. Because in my mind, 1 gram per pound of body weight is good. 2 grams is even better. So I was doing like 350 grams of protein per day. Just slabs of turkey, slabs of just whatever. Now that I say that, actually, I think that's what I'm going to have when I get home. A big chunk of turkey with some mustard on the side, maybe a few rice cakes. That'll be freaking perfect. But either way, for 8 days out, or 7 days out, or for however many days out we are, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling tired currently, but I'm feeling good about the whole process of things, is what I really mean. So I'm going to get home, edit this thing together, and then while it loads, I'll sit on the cardio bike next to the desk, watch more Mad Men. I've been watching a crazy amount of Mad Men. I'm on like season 4. Yeah, it's pretty good. I deleted TikTok off my phone. I haven't been scrolling. Even Instagram, I'm trying not to, like, my short form content consumption crashed like to the floor, and I feel way better about it. Like, that's one, I've been saying this for a little while, but I want to make it, I don't want to have to track it, because I don't even want to put in the time of like scrolling reels to even have to track it. Like, anything short form, I want to make it off limits to myself. Like, if I'm going to sit and watch something, I at least want to make it like a show, you know. I think that's like the term brain rot, we're kind of there, you know. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, what else? Well, just this swiping action. It's like a natural selection of what's the most addicting way that you can sit and scroll. And since every app is trying to do that, that's kind of a sign that they're just trying to get in your head and keep you just scrolling, you know. It just sucks. So I'm trying to fight the power and not just, you know, blow hours upon hours a day watching short form junk. Just weird, like, rage. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. So that's I'm reaping the benefits, that's for sure. That is for freaking sure. So if you have any other show recommendations, I would love to hear them. Don't say Game of Thrones. I know about Game of Thrones. Don't say The Wire. The Wire is on my list as well. Don't say Breaking Bad. I've seen it. Don't say Better Call Saul. I've seen it. Don't say The Sopranos. I've seen it. What else? I guess those are the only main ones that I normally know about. But either way, I guess maybe don't. I'm on a Mad Men kick. I'm going to keep watching Mad Men. I'm not even halfway through it. So, we'll see. We'll freaking see. But either way, feeling good. We're getting one day closer to showtime. One day freaking closer. So, I will see you for whatever goes on tomorrow. Very well, maybe a rest day. I'm still going to do my cardio, but I just mean, like, you know, no lift. So, let me not crash going through this roundabout by turning it off. And then, yeah, shit. So who's going to the Arnold? Are you guys going to be able to make it? Is this going to be something you're going to schedule next year? I would highly recommend it. You know, out of every expo, I don't want to pick favorites, but the Arnold Classic Sports Fest is absolutely the best one. So if you're ever going to make it to one, and you're thinking, okay, do I want to go to the Olympia? Do I want to go to a Fit Expo? Do I want to go to the Arnold? I guess it depends on where you live. They're all sweet, you know. But if it were a competition, I think there would be a front runner. So if you can make it, shit, man, I'll be there. I'll be up there, that's for sure. So I'll see you tomorrow.